Hi, I'm a chairman and co-founder of Coursera, Andrew Ng, and in the last 3 years, there has been a rapid rise of the MOOC, or Massive Open Online Courses movement, which is taking the educational world by storm. I think this is one of the technologies that could change the world, and in the next few minutes, I'd love to give you a quick overview, summary of this revolution, so that at the end of these next 5 minutes or so, you have a good understanding of what is the MOOC movement and what is the impact that we think it will have on the world. So here's how the MOOC movement, MOOC, Massive Open Online Courses movement, had gotten started at Coursera. I'm also a professor at Stanford University, and just about 3 years ago, I put one of my classes on the internet, free for anyone to take, and 100,000 learners signed up. Prior to that, I had been teaching a class of about 400 students at Stanford every year. So I did the math, right? To put the number 100,000 students in context, I realized that for me to reach that many students, I would otherwise have had to teach at Stanford University for, 250 years. And so it was based on the success of those few first courses that we started Coursera, which today partners with top universities from all around the world, from Europe, from US, from Asia, to offer anyone around the world access to these great university courses. If you haven't signed up for one of these MOOCs, here's what the experience is of taking one of these courses. Signing up is free, and when you do so, every week you'll be asked to watch maybe a couple hours of lecture videos. But a course is much more than lectures, and so each of these courses also has homeworks and exercises that you do, that you get feedback on, maybe computer graded or maybe graded by other students in the class. And if you finish the class successfully and you pass the class, you can also earn a certificate that you can list on your resume and use to find better employment opportunities. And so I think that we now live in a remarkable world where anyone can go online and earn a certificate from Duke University, from École Polytechnique, from the Peking University, from top universities from all around Asia and Europe and United States and elsewhere. So how does Coursera operate as a business? Coursera is a very mission-oriented organization. When I started offering the first MOOCs, we laid down the rule that everything we do, we will do what's best for students, we'll do what's best for learners. So our business model is as follows. The course content is free. You can sign up, take classes, do the homeworks, all that is free. But if you want a certificate from one of these elite universities, a verified certificate, Coursera charges a modest fee, maybe 30 euro to maybe 80 euro for a certificate. Although for learners that don't have the finances, for learners that don't have 30 euro or 50 euro, Coursera offers financial aid. As an educator, I always felt strongly that if there's a poor learner in a developing economy that can't afford 30 euro or 50 euro, I really wanted to make sure we serve them too, and so we offer financial aid to learners that cannot afford the modest fee for the certificate. So one question that I often get asked is, what is the future role of universities now that anyone can take these courses online, maybe even for free? Or to put the question at its most stark, will MOOCs replace professors? To answer that, let me invite you to think back about your favorite teacher that you've ever had. Think about the mentoring, the conversations you had from your favorite teacher. And if I were to ask you, can we replace that favorite teacher of yours with a computer? You obviously say no, and I think we'd be silly to even try. The reality of today's world, though, is that favorite teacher of yours is spending most of his or her time grading homeworks, delivering the same lecture year after year. And I think the opportunity for technology is not to replace them. That would be silly to do. The opportunity is for technology to free them up from these more routine aspects, more routine, repetitive aspects of education, so that they can spend more of their time in the future having those amazing conversations with you, with future students, as they did with you. But today our world is bifurcated. I think that there are some students with access to great universities. To those students, the opportunity for technology is to free up professors from repetitive work so you can get an even better education. And I think that will be a slow transformation. Actually, this will be a slow transformation, but it will help improve existing universities. But a much faster transformation of the world will be all the learners around the world, the vast majority of the world, simply does not have access to great professors. And to them, their choice is not between taking a Princeton University class in person versus taking a free online Princeton class, the choice is either taking one of these MOOCs from say Princeton, or having access to absolutely nothing. And so to them, we vastly improve their access to education. And finally, in terms of the long-term impact on the world, I think that in the world today, far too much of your success is determined by the wealth of your parents or by the size of your inheritance. But I think that education is such an equalizer. Online education has been around for a long time. What changed 3 years ago, what really my small team and I helped create 3 years ago, was scale. Most online education has had student-faculty ratios of maybe 50 to 1. The new online education has student-faculty ratios of 100,000 to 1. And this is what dramatically changes the economics of education and allows us to try to serve everyone around the planet at very, very low prices, or almost for free per student. And so I hope that we can create a world where your success is no longer determined by the wealth of your parents, but instead your success is only determined by your guts, your hard work, and your talent. And I think that if we can make that true, if we can give everyone access to a great education, we can give everyone access to a middle-class life. I think the US and Europe certainly need that, and maybe developing economies need it even more. But if we can use technology to democratize education, we can create tremendous opportunity at the individual and at the societal level. And I think we can accelerate the progress of our civilization.